There's no fear in love. No fear in love. I've noticed that I've tried to act and talk like I'm all with the current times. I'm all tuned in to what's going on now. And I realized real quick, I'm not as tuned in and all caught up with the current times as I thought I was. In other words, sometimes people got to realize that there is a such thing as history and the past. See, the thing is, people get so obsessed with thinking they're tuned in to the current times, and they're really not inclined, like in their minds, about the past and history. Like I really like, even though I'm in 2020, 2022, about to be 2023. Sometimes I think about 2012, 2018, 2007, 2005, 2003, the year 2000, 1999, 98, 97, 96. You know, the late 80s, early 90s. I don't like to always base my own life just telling everybody, like putting on the front that, do I tell people the truth about everything? Did I receive a government check for you want to know? You want to know why I really received a government check? You know what the cause was for a government check? Being a drug addict and attempted suicide. That's why I really received a government check, because I was a drug addict and I attempted. I had a suicide attempt, a failed suicide attempt. That's the reason I'm really get receiving. That's the real reason I'm receiving a government check. That's the only reason. Anything else says is they're probably lying about it. All out drug addict, alcoholic, suicidal. The first time I went to an institution, they put me in the hall of suicide watch. Well, they keep an eye on these people that are suicidal. So, um, all I can say is I like did too much drugs, and I just really. mm, Sometimes some people are not born to do any drugs or drink. They just get mixed up with the wrong things and the wrong people, and they end up doing things they shouldn't be doing and saying. It's very unfortunate because it's just the fact that I will never have a chance to be the person I was supposed to be because of all this. I like to say alcohol addiction and drug addiction. Because if you notice that alcoholics and drug addicts, they're not healthy. They're not healthy at all. Have you ever met one alcoholic or drug addict that was healthy? That could perform like people that don't do drugs and alcohol? I overcame the addiction, but you can obviously it's affected me to this day. I overcame my addiction in the year 2000, and you can tell that it took a toll on me. Ain't it? Alcohol and drug addiction is just alcohol and drug addiction. Ain't got nothing to do with anything else. was an alcoholic and a drug addict. I overcame an addiction, but you can obviously see the way I act and talk. The way I act and talk, it really messed me up for the rest of my life. That's just alcohol and drugs. That's all I was really involved with. That's it. Honestly, just a random ass alcoholic and drug addict. That you can overcome your addiction, but and you can live a lot. You can live long, but you can also still suffer from the effects of your addiction. That you obviously overcame your addiction, but it still messed you up. And I realized that I'm still suffering from the effects of drug and alcohol addiction. And nobody seems to realize anything about you. Want let me just put it like this: no one ever questions me or asks me anything about my own personal life. They assume they go by they just assume verbally what I was and what I wasn't. It's like reasoning in your own self about somebody else you don't know. So a lot of these people are just assuming. Majority of these people are assuming, and the thing is, it's like a woman leading a man on. A woman that has, I don't know, 10, 20 boyfriends, and he thinks she's being loyal and faithful to him. And little does she know, not all men are fucking fools. Not no fucking fool. So, whether you think women are leading me on or not, or you just think I'm a fucking fool, think again. In other words, all these people I come in contact with for a short, maybe an hour out of 6 months, and they go, yeah, we can tell by just, and they thinking the worst of me, not knowing that, oh, just people not being aware of my activities and privileges, not just at home, but other places. So, in other words, if you're just not there, you're just not aware. So, in other words, it's like don't kiss and tell. Don't kiss and tell. And then another thing, if you have any secrets, don't try explaining them. Then people are going to say, what are you trying to say? What's a secret? I got a secret. And they're going to say, I don't want to hear your secrets. They're going to say, why? Because I don't know if I'll be able to believe them. In other words, I don't tell anybody anything. Because even if I'm telling the truth or a lie, they're not going to believe it. They're going to say, I wasn't there, so I don't fucking know what the fuck happened. So don't tell me. So it's the truth. As you get older, you just keep your distance from everybody. Even when you're having a little chit chat, just keep it plain and simple. Hi and bye. You're, you don't. You know, spend less time assuming about yourself and other people, and start living the life you're supposed to be living. Because you're going to enjoy that one the most. Keep your distance from everybody. Don't let people talk to you. And get as much money as you possibly can with that type of attitude.